Assalamualaikum everyone, you are watching Software Buddy. I hope that you all will be fine. So let's learn operators in the R programming language. So there are many operators in the R programming language, but the ones that I will be discussing today are arithmetic, logical or boolean operators, relational operators, assignment operators, and also some other miscellaneous operators. So let's start with the arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators are those operators which we uses or are being used to perform the mathematical operations. And if you remember that we have learned two types in the previous videos, and those were scalars and vectors. And we also have learned that a scalar is a single value and we can apply different operations on them as well, as we can do in many other programming languages. But we also know that a vector is not a single value. Instead, if you remember, it is a sequence of values. For example, this is a vector. So the question is, how you can apply arithmetic operators on the vectors? So don't worry, we can still do it, and we will learn how to do it in a while. So now let's get started with the arithmetic operators. So the operators included in arithmetic operators are plus operator. It is used to add two or more values, for example x plus y. Then comes the minus operator, which is used to subtract one value from the other, for example y from the x. The next one is asterisk. It is used to multiply two or more values with each other. For example, let's say x multiplied by y. And then comes the division operator, which means to divide first operand, which is x, with the second one, which is y. Now also let's learn some other operators. So for modulus in R we have this double operator. This is a percentage sign, so we have two percentage signs for modulus in R programming, and we use them like x percentage sign, then percentage sign, and then the y. And this operator will be going to give us the remainder of the division. We have another operator for the quotient, and that is percentage sign, and then the division sign, and then again the percentage sign. And we can use it to find the quotient when the x is divided by the y. So x percentage sign, then division sign, and then again the percentage sign, and then the y. I hope you will be familiar with these two operators. If not, let me explain to you. So if I have to divide 9 by 2, so 2 4s are 8, I will write the 4 here and the 8 here, and after subtraction we will have 1 left here. So this one is the remainder and this 4 will be the quotient. Now we have another operator, and that is power operator. So for power operator we have this head symbol, and we will use it like this, for example x power y. We can also use the double asterisk sign instead of head symbol for the power. Both of them works well for the power. So now let's see the example of these operators, and you can easily use them on the scalars, but let's see how to use them on the vectors. Now we are going to see some different examples of arithmetic operators on vectors as well as the matrices. So we will be seeing both of them. But before moving towards them, I wanna show you some examples of scalars as well. So let's begin with the modulus operator. So let's 9 modulus 2. So the answer should be 1, and it is. And we saw this in the example above, where the remainder was 1 and the quotient was 4. So let's see the quotient operator. So 9 quotient operator and then 2. So the answer is 4. Now let's see the power operator as well. So 3 power 3 and the answer should be 27. But let's also do it with the double steric operator. So 3 double steric 3 and also the answer is 27. So now let's quickly move towards these operations on the vectors. So first of all, let's create the vectors. So u is equal to c 5, 6 and 9. Press enter and then v is equal to c 1, 4, 8. Press enter. So we have these two vectors. So u plus v, press enter and the answer is that. Okay, let's see how it is working. So it is adding first vector's first value which is 5 to the second vector's first value which is 1. And so on, the 6 is added to the 4 and 9 is added to the 8. So the operation here is performed element wise. So each element is added to the other element. So now u minus v. So it will also subtract the same way which is by element wise. Now u multiplied by v and u divided by v. Now also let's use the power operator here. Let's see what happens. So if I write u power v, what happens then? Press enter. So what happened is that each element of the first vector which is u was elevated to the corresponding element of the second vector. Let's use the other two operators which were modulus and quotient operators. Let's use them. U modulus v, and we can see that first vector is divided with the second vector and the remainders are being given here. Now let's see these operators on the matrices. So let's say we have these two matrices G and H. Let's first create them. G is equal to matrix, let's say from 1 to 6, and rows will be 2 and the columns will be 3. This is the first matrix. H is equal to matrix, let's say from 8 to 13, rows will be 2 and the columns will be 3. So let's display them to see if they have been created or not. So this is the first matrix and this is the second one. Now let's add these two matrices. So G plus H. So this is the new matrix. So what happened is that 1 is added to the 8, 3 is added to the 10 and so on. Similarly we can perform other operations. So G minus H, and you can see the output here. We can also multiply them. So G multiplied by H and the result is here as you can see